Hey everybody, sorry for the late start as usual. Because hey, don't worry, you guys definitely are expecting it as usual. And hey, welcome to another Blind Anime Talk. It's gonna be a fun time. Continuing sort of online now. The last part of it, the War of Underworld, and I have my fun crew with me as usual. Vika here,
Hi, Vika Vika.
Christina,
Hi.
and Joker Alice.
Hello.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a fun time, and hopefully we will do our best not to sound so bored.
Welcome to the train wreck that is the end of this train wreck fiasco that ended up being SAO.
Yes, it has.
I liked it, so I don't know.
Oh, it's a good show. I like, just to be a drama queen. I like to call it a train wreck because of the whole like memes on the internet where like either you hate the show or you love the show.
No, I get
I'm
that.
more of now of like it's more of like a not yeah, just more of like a love hate. Like yes, I like it. In some parts, no. It's like why? For some parts.
Yeah, I mean, I ended up, getting into it just because of a voice actor, and then ended up loving the whole franchise and loving some of the characters.
Same.
Hey, Josh. Hey.
Hey.
I think we're all doing good.
Oh hey Josh, how are you?
Hello, Josh.
Oh hey Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Josh says Poppy Shampoo is back.
Sorry, there's no fedora
Yes.
and like the loud Hawaiian shirt. My
No,
room's kinda-
Toast. You don't
What?
understand.
What?
It doesn't matter if you have it or you don't have it.
Mm.
It is your trademark, just like the harem. It is something that will be
There's
with
no
you
such thing as a
forever.
harem.
Yes,
It's
there
Yeah,
is.
it is like, yes, there is. Yours.
Yes, there is.
No, there isn't.
I didn't do it
Yes,
this
there
time.
is.
See, I was good.
But yeah. So it's gonna be a fun stream, and again, no harem.
I mean,
Yours.
you're pretty much about to cover a part of an anime that had several females fighting over who was going to take care of a comatose guy. So
Yep,
And
guys.
you're in a stream with 3 females, so I mean, right then. Oh, sorry.
True. But again, like as also like they said, yeah, this one just try to shoe in a lot of like the harem aspect of it, but it didn't really work out very well.
It has that doesn't exist anymore. Has been canceled by the fandom. All hail Yu and Kirito.
Yeah. Even though I'm more of a Xenon anyways, so yeah. But like I'm saying like yeah, like the bromance is there. I see it. Oh yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be fun.
if Yu-Gi-Oh existed in their world, I could totally see him being like, "Oh, hey, I also know Yu-Gi-Oh and I are going to the movies," and completely like not asking her if she wants to go.
Mhm.
There's already a billion of fan fictions with those scenarios
Hey, Audrey.
because the fans
Audrey.
were not. Hello, Audrey. The fans were not happy that he died. A lot of them are like, "I will not accept this. I will make him survive somehow."
In fan fiction. Yeah. So while we or try to go back on the show because like we like to veer off a lot, so don't mind us, okay? Because
I mean,
usually
okay, so like
so this
the
is
first
how we are.
episodes of this season can be summarized as just very slow, boring war scene until like we get into like the girls fighting over like who gets to take care of Kirito after like Asuna shows up. That is literally what it is.
It left me visually uninterested.
Yeah,
I
because
was
like Like
if you're someone who really likes action, and I mean like fighting and stuff like that, like
Mhm.
actual, because literally what they're really trying to say is like you see the name of the show,
Not-
like how a sensation war, you know, like
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
literally that's literally
Yeah, pretty
the
much.
whole season is a war.
Mhm.
So like if you're not interested in that, then I'm sorry. But
You're gonna be
literally,
like okay,
that is
like
the best summary. I'm just
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
help
yeah.
them.
yeah,
Help
yeah.
you guys.
Oh yeah.
And the,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Wait, real quick.
the
Also,
fights.
there will be spoilers too. Okay, so sorry about that too. So
Oh yeah, there'll
yeah.
be spoilers.
Yeah.
The fights were not bad because I
Yeah,
did
the fights I
enjoy.
like. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy the fights because I love action, and that's
Mhm.
one of the things that I really liked about this whole season, like the
Mhm.
previous one and even this one. My issue is how slow
Yeah.
some of the parts in
Yeah,
between the fights end up being.
Yeah, but that, and also for me personally, like I know like we got introduced to the characters, you know, last season, but then coming into this season, I'm like they're fighting, but then like I'm like, I'm not still not invested in them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because we didn't really get a lot of some of the characters in like
Mhm.
last season, so they also decided to like in between the fighting to kind of
Shoe
give us
in like
backstories of some of these characters,
Yeah.
and I think because it's kind of rushed, I think you don't end up caring for like
much.
yeah, which is sometimes an issue that like anime ends up having when they decide to introduce characters like the last minute.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, like yeah. So
The-
if you heard a Vika summary, then that's it is.
Pretty much, like if you're
Yeah.
currently watching My Hero Academia, they have a war, and
Oh yeah,
it's like they show what's interesting and just move it on. It's
Mhm.
I wouldn't say it's too fast or too slow, just paced well enough. And with the SAO, it's just slow, and it's like 8 or 9 episodes of slow.
Like nine.
Yeah, like 9 episodes of just slow war. Like, okay, they're still fighting. They're still fighting. And I was watching it once a week on Saturday, so I was like, still? Still? And then, like, you know, there were some aspects that were interesting with the dark territory and some other stuff they were trying to do that I don't recall if they resolved or not.
Mhm.
And then it you know, it never went back to resolving certain
Yeah.
things. It
I
just,
think it's.
he's awake now.
I think it's also because there were some things of like there were some content of the light novel that
Darkness.
they just for whatever reason, you know, maybe they didn't have time or maybe they couldn't, I don't know what, but that got cut off and like that they didn't really you know, got adapted into the anime. That like I think sometimes when you have a big arc like this that ends up like being like bad. Although there were some things that I liked that they didn't show. Because I'm
Mhm.
like I don't need more of the whole Kirito harem shit.
Even though like episode 10 was pretty funny, like funny, just not that funny.
Oh, did we explain what happened to him and why he's not really fighting yet?
No, I believe
No, we didn't.
did we. No, we just said we didn't go into full explanation. I think we briefly kind of went over it.
What was it? He the ocean turtle where his body is got attacked, and what is it? They lost power, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it kind of disconnected him. He's
It disconnected him, and at the
healing
moment
from
he was
being-
Yeah, so
feeling.
it had a power surge.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so he
Yeah, and
it's
at the
just-
same time, he was feeling down. The baby, like doubting himself. He was going through, like mentally, he was going through so much grief, and that
PTSD too.
on top. Don't even get me started on that again. Anyway,
Well, actually, all the characters actually.
and he like technically died before he even got brought to those.
it's exactly so all that, and then the power just goes off where he is because of the attack, and so like in that moment, like mentally, he was like, "I'm out. I don't care. I'm just gonna stay in this state,
That's vegetative state.
and yeah, and I'm still gonna show signs that I'm still there. But I definitely need my source, which again, even from death, Yujo ends up being so important to him.
So he has Yu-Gi-Oh's sword.
Yep, the
and
blue
needs
rose
them
sword.
nearby.
Well, the broken blue
He
rose sword,
constantly needs it nearby.
though.
the blue rose sword.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's in a wheelchair. He's like his eyes, the appearance is like there's nothing there.
Yeah,
being
so he's
like-
kind of like always in this chair, a little bit hunched up. His eyes are kind of like devoided of like life, and all you hear from him is like noises, like
Grunts.
yeah, like grunts. Like the
Grunts or
only time
moans.
the only time you hear him speak is when Asuna shows up, which I find it funny because of them fighting over him.
Yeah.
He's like, that's my wifey.
Mhm. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Sure.
But
Know how
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
guys feel.
But I like the comment of the captain. It's like, oh yeah, two blooming flowers. So
Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah, okay, so he's in this traumatized like state, and obviously Alice is the one now taking the charge, fighting after she like returns to her village, and everybody's like, well, technically you committed a crime, so
Yeah,
we
the
don't
dad.
want you
Yep.
here.
Yep.
But at the
dad's still
same
like that,
time,
too.
the dad is like, I don't want to like really kick you out, so they let them live in like this border area, and then that's when the dark territory starts slowly like invading them, and then the war kind of slowly starts, and because she developed romantic feelings for Kirito, she can't leave him be, especially in the state that he is, because he sacrificed so much to help her.
Villagers or people are messing with him. If you're
Mhm.
so great, pick up the
Exactly.
sword. And I'm like, this
Yeah.
ability does not exist in this world, does it?
Yeah,
Because y'all
and
are,
it's-
y'all are. I
Yeah.
can't even call that ableist at that point. You just don't know.
Yeah, it's very true. But it's very interesting how when she finally decides to like fight again and goes to where I guess the integrity knights are like having their camp of like, well, we're gonna prepare to have this war if it ends up happening. She takes Kirito with her, and one of I forgot the name, but one of them is against it because obviously
like Illy, whatever her name is, that likes her, whatever name, whatever. his
yeah,
name is.
because he obviously likes her, and he still has his whole morals of like, he killed the Pontifex. How dare you bring a criminal? And she's like, one, the Pontifex was the actual criminal. He saved us, and then she's like, I
Mhm.
can't just leave him. But then the captain, like Riccoli, he's like,
That's his name. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
yes, Broccoli, yes, the captain. I just remember it. He's like, I'm gonna test him because I can tell he's not completely gone. And she's kind of like, Uncle, what are you doing?
Yeah, like,
And
he quickly chucks the dagger.
and then quickly demonstrates like Kirito managed to like in the nick of time block it, and then she's like, what just happened?
And if that hit him, what were you going to do?
Oh wow, yeah. I agree,
Yeah,
Josh.
and then he's like, I don't remember what exactly he says, but he kind of explains that I just did this move on him to prove that he's still there, and she's kind of like, what? She's like dumbfounded. She can't fathom what just happened, and like he's like, oh, don't worry. He's just proved to me that he'll snap out of it, and it'll happen the moment you need him the most. And it's like, sure.
100 episode, I'm joking.
Mhm, mhm.
A lot of episodes later.
Yep, a lot of episodes
I
later,
know.
and like
So-
a lot of deaths later too.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because like the war continues, and then we start getting backstories of some of these
Each-
characters. Like
yeah,
you,
like
you guys
each-
can
a-
jump. You guys can jump in and also explain if you want, instead of just letting me keep talking.
That
No,
weird
no.
character that was obsessed with souls.
Oh, I like a Gabriel. Yes.
That's his name.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
yes.
He
That
needed an
was
exorcism,
rough for me.
or he needed to be like institutionalized.
He got issues. He
Both.
got issues. Okay, he has a
No,
lot of
he
issues.
just was like they said in the actual anime. Gabriel was just soulless, basically. Like his soul was so dark. It's just he was gone. Like
Yeah.
Gabriel was that kid who would like, what is it? Take a magnifying glass and like set fire on ants, but like found instead
Ants
of
and
finding
bugs.
enjoyment in it, he found
Psychopath.
it intriguing and wondered where
Yeah.
there were souls.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
after that,
because
kind of just started experimenting with people to find out, well, the characters in it, to find out where their souls were.
Yeah.
It was
yeah,
more
because
like
they gave us
a weird
they gave us a
fascination.
small flashback where like it is allude that he apparently killed one of his friends when he was still a kid himself.
Yep.
Yep.
And breathed in her soul. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm both intrigued and highly disturbed.
All I remember thinking
No.
when I'm seeing that, I was like, as if
Can
we
we go back to
didn't
the
need any more insane and disturbed characters in this series. But okay,
No,
let's introduce
yeah.
more.
But the thing was, like, I'm like, wait a minute. Why couldn't we just like after the first episode go like to episode 2 with that with him? You know.
Because I don't know, they needed to establish like
Yeah.
everything. I don't know.
Yeah. But no, yeah. Yeah, that and then like
so yeah, they start giving us more backstories of a lot of the knights and showing us how they've kind of like changed a bit from what they used to be.
No, I'm sorry, it's Josh. He says, small flashbacks are cool. Not like another show that comes on at 12 a.m. on Toonami that shan't be named.
oh.
Talking about My Hero Academia, I think I forgot the episode name, but they did flashbacks for some, they do the recap for like 30 seconds, then the opening, some dialogue. There was a flashback in the middle of it with Mina trying to put Antoine to sleep. So they did that slow-mo and then flashback, and it's just going, and Josh is like, come on. Hurry up.
Well, like there are flashbacks like around like the first few episodes too for each of the characters.
Yeah, I think it's the way my hero has been, fleshing out these characters from the beginning to the point that even the really minor background characters that normally you think like, oh, they aren't important, we're not gonna care. But in my hero, it shows you that like even those minor characters are important to the story, and you regardless of what you feel about them, they'll still make you feel something about them instead of just like.
I like a real quick. Toga's backstory was crazy, but good.
We're not there yet. He doesn't know. Oh wait, no. Yes, he does. I told him about it. That's in season 5.
Yeah,
that's in season 5. I was gonna be like, that already passed.
Yeah,
I did finish season 5 already.
Yeah, good.
I kind
about that later on.
I mean, he kind of already put the pieces together, but I can't wait until Toe starts watching season 6, and then he gets into episode 11, so I can see his reaction, and then I can send him the TikTok video that Christina had sent me like months ago of like Dabi and Shigaraki.
Like, I think that's maybe 2 weeks from now for Josh and I.
Okay. Now.
Oh my god, yes.
Now I'm curious now.
Toes. This season 6 started with, how they always do a recap episode?
Yeah.
It had no recap. It just went right into it.
Cool.
Yep.
It's still introducing people like you haven't watched 6 seasons or 5 seasons of the show, and that drives me. Like, they even did that in like Yashahime, where they're like the last episode.
Yeah.
This is Kagome, Moroha's mom. It's the last episode. Do you have to do that every time they come on screen? Like, who tunes in the last episode? I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah, that's why there's some moments of like when the episodes like start if you watch it on streaming, like I understand if it's on cable you can, but if you're streaming it, Just skip those few seconds and you'll be fine.
Just hit the
There's
skip, like a skip recap button.
This is 20
Exactly.
minutes of flashbacks, 30 seconds of fights, and 4 minutes of angles. It's a Tarantino film on steroids.
Hey,
Yes.
some Tarantino films are good, like Kill Bill
Yeah.
1 and 2.
So we get through a lot of the fighting and just war aspects, and then because of everything that's also going on, outside, because at the same time that this war is
Hmm.
going inside of the underworld, um, outside the turtle place thing that like they're in,
The turtle
um,
carrier thing.
yeah, is being attacked, and so like Asuna and the others, they're trying to like fight back while protecting Kirito and like making sure that like they're still able to get him out intact. And while the whole power thing goes off, now they have to like um get some people in there that are closer to him to actually bring him back. So I'm so sorry about my dog, guys.
No worry, no worry.
Somewhere
So
in Brooklyn, New York, Josh is saying your dog is also upset about the flashbacks.
probably. So they decide, that the best thing will be to send Asuna, Suguha, and Sinon for some reason. I never understood Sinon's part in this, but okay.
Well, okay, no, the part of Sinon, Lifa, Igio, the one dude, I can't remember his name.
The one black dude.
No, but okay,
Yeah.
remember, they only, like, the reason why all the other ones get sent is because while they're figuring out everything, they get contacted by Yui, and they're told by Yui to be on standby, that she's probably going to contact them again, needing their help. So the rest are kind of like in this standby, waiting
standby
thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. While they send Asuna, and they're kind of explaining this, we're going to, oh god, sorry. At this point, we're going to need to send somebody in there because of, now the stakes are even greater, to not only get Alice out, but also to like fix Kirito. Let's say it like that. Send somebody that's like really close to him, but then while they're like sending her and they're debating this, they realize that they're gonna need 3 people. They're like the closest to him to send in to help him, and that's why, like, when they're debating, okay, which of the 3 people, it always made, well, at the time, it made sense that they're like, okay, we're gonna send Asuna and we're gonna send Suguha, but it always like made me confused on why they choose Sinon, because I mean, the relationship is close, but I don't think it would be that close to like fix him. But whatever.
It's either or like they just need someone to be a badass.
I don't know, but those 3
Well, you
get
said
those
Sinon?
3. Yes.
Sniper?
Yeah.
Yes.
Those sniper skills?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just take them out at a distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and like to answer, hey, No Vision. There isn't really anime with audio description. No Vision. The only one I know is just one. That is only a high score girl. That's the only one I know with audio description.
Oh, I don't see
Yeah.
that.
Okay. We've kind of mentioned this a couple of times, and I guess we're going to be a broken record until we are proving otherwise. But up until now, in the Western world, so outside of Japan,
There it is.
anime is now becoming big. So you people gotta remember that up until a couple of years ago, anime used to be this like really small niche thing. So now that it's becoming a big thing, I think now is when outside of Japan, we're going to start slowly maybe seeing audio description. And even for a lot of media that has it, it's still not, a thing that everybody thinks
It is.
about it. So it's gonna be
Um,
something really, really slow. And as of now, outside of like Netflix original like
shows.
animation that they do,
Yeah.
the only animes that have audio description is the one Toast just mentioned.
Yeah, like a high school girl and Pokemon Journeys.
Okay, yeah. So there's
Yeah,
two.
But not High School DxD. I'm joking.
So
I haven't seen it. I'm just teasing.
No, there's no
Yeah.
Description for food
in
wars.
in English language right now, it's the one he mentioned about the girl, like high score girl.
High score.
The
and
high score girl.
Yeah, high score girl.
The Pokemon, some, not all, but
Yeah.
some of the
Pokemon
Pokemon
Journeys.
series and movies, and Saint Seiya. Those are the only things in Netflix that are audio described. If you look for anime and the other like main anime like streaming sites, or even like places like Hulu, they don't have anime with audio description because outside of Japan, it is still not the case. If you understand Japanese, then you can find a couple of more with audio description on Netflix, but that's because in Japan, every form of media has audio description of what I've been told, and that includes like every anime that gets
I have a
made.
question.
That's cool.
Go ahead.
If you know.
Yeah.
Would that also include manga?
Yes, in fact,
Come on,
manga in Japan has Braille. I've been told you can go to the bookstores in Japan and get manga in Braille instead of, just print like we get here in the United States. That's why I try to explain to people that like I don't think it's going to be until a couple of more years that maybe we'll start seeing some of those things in the West.
I'm really needing this country to not be allergic to money.
The disabled community.
We're still people. We have hobbies and we have things that we like and whatnot, and it's like, it's just not a consideration. Like, let's make this, because I'll read manga on Viz Media, but I haven't in a few months, like maybe two or so months, because it's taxing on my eyes and I can't sometimes follow the panels. And because it's manga, you're reading right to left.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I have the same issue. Just a whole, let's say a volume that when I was like a teenager, it took me like just a couple of hours. Nowadays, it may take me maybe a week just to finish one volume. And let's not even talk about individual pages. That may take me like days.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I went back. I was on Twitch for a moment. About what is it? What is your name? Sorry. Come on, Twitch. Don't do this to me. Really? You know what?
No,
okay.
I like no vision.
Yeah, no vision 69 said there's some there's some audio description, but it's in Japanese on Netflix. And I'm like, okay, well at least they're halfway there. Just for the rest, every other language. Then I went back to YouTube for a moment, and Josh goes, anime is becoming more and more mainstream. I just hope it doesn't get watered down into some namby-pamby BS that everyone else is up to. And I went, it probably will.
That's true.
Well, I mean,
depending on the anime.
Okay, funny story. Now that you've mentioned that, they've tried. It's just Japan seems to learn when things fail and they see that they're not getting the money that they want. Instead of like, oh, let's try again, like the West has been doing. They're like, nope, we're gonna go move on to something else. Because I believe it was in 2019 that this anime came out. There was an anime about it wasn't tennis. It was
Was it a sports
no,
one,
not
right?
softball. Yes, it was a sports one. It apparently it's a sport that's kind of like tennis, but it's a bit like watered down. Of the sport, I would need to look up what the name.
Oh,
is again, but the,
I think it's like a badminton.
just badminton. That one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they made this and like something that came out of Japan to be very inclusive and with Western, you know, values of certain topics. And of my understanding, it was supposed to be a 25 episode anime. They only made 19 episodes because of how bad it was received and people were just not watching it. So they may do a couple of watered down ones. And some of the side people will say that at least for the fan service sites, they have been watered down for like years now. But I personally don't care about fan service. So, well, okay,
somebody's
I'm
clutching their pearls to their chest about how you don't care about fan service.
well, okay. I said that, but I'm like,
I'm teasing that.
no. The thing is, I say that, but then I have to be like, okay, no, I'm a liar. I do care. It's a reason why I fangirl over Grey and I constantly rewatch Free.
Well, we get women and guys. Women and some guys don't. You know, we get fan service.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the guys that like women and women that like women, they don't really they don't really get that.
Yeah, we don't.
But then sometimes fan service can be
you have to have
a bit
some
too much
censorship.
too.
You can't do all that.
Yeah.
It's not safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So they end up signing them, and apparently they decide to give them like super high accounts. So when Asuna goes in, they immediately think she's like one of the goddesses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she's immediately like
wings or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe based on the avatar, because like she was even like dressed in these really like fancy clothes.
Not the last.
I think all three.
Not the blue people.
All three. Yeah.
I think all three accounts end up having the wings.
Yeah. Lifa, Sinon,
Stacia?
and
Did he think she's the goddess Stacia?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what they believe. But she's immediately like, no, my name's Asuna and I come from the same world as Kirito. And then
I am the goddess Asia. You may address me as the goddess.
Yeah. And then like a Sinon was like the sun goddess. Whatever.
Yeah, so, and then shenanigans shortly start because, like, she, as soon as she explains to, oh god, what were their names?
The pages. Okay, so yeah. Like, I can't remember.
Yes, thank you, because I don't remember the names of the, Rumia and the, wait, was it Rumia? Oh,
yeah.
Fuck. No, don't quote me. Now I'm not remembering correctly. So the pages.
Yeah, the pages. There you go.
The pages. They're the ones that encounter her, and when she pleads with them to go see Kirito, and they decide to let her, and she's immediately like, "I finally found you," but also like, "Oh dear God, what have you gotten yourself into this time?" Because of the state she sees him in. And then this is the first time that we see him react in such a way because, like, he moves his hand towards her, and we actually hear him say her name instead of just grunting noises like usual.
Mhm.
And they have a touching moment. They hug each other, and then Alice shows up with like, "How
Just jealousy.
dare you touch him?" and wants to kill her. And Asuna is immediately trying to assert her dominance and be like, "He was mine first. Who the hell are you?"
He's my man.
Me in the background.
Exactly.
Jerry.
Yeah.
And then
They start fighting, and then that's when Broccoli has a comment of like,
Yeah.
what was it again?
like 2 blooming flowers.
You know,
Yeah,
you know
'cause apparently-
wanting to fight.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, he found the girls fighting each other like hot for some reason.
Yep, two blooming flowers that are so beautiful.
Yeah.
Can I ruin
And
it?
then,
Hmm?
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious. This is a total spoiler, and we might have not gotten there yet. But I thought it
Well,
was
who cares?
hilarious
Hmm.
that he was totally on top of that fight, but yet one of them has his baby.
Oh yeah. Whatever her name is.
Wait,
Oh yeah.
What do
but
I not remember? What happened?
whatever her name is. Freya. Yeah.
Yeah, Freya is pregnant with his baby.
Babies.
Babies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to my
When he dies, he sends
Yeah.
her a message, and he's like, "Take care of our future child."
Yeah.
Like, I guess she didn't know yet, so that made her break down even more. So he knew what she didn't know yet.
But then at the same time, how did Broccoli know though? Huh?
At this
It's
point,
spirit powers when
I
you
die.
don't. I decided not to
anime
watch it.
spirit powers when you pass.
He
on.
he seemed to be that stereotype in anime that always is of like this older guy who always
Mhm.
knows everything before everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's like,
Josh says,
wait.
Maury.
I mean, he was even
You
even
know
just a
she's-
couple of episodes later, he was even like to Alex, "Oh, don't worry, he's gonna wake up before you know it," and like help
He's
us."
fine.
So
He's all good.
he's fine. Yeah, and then a couple of episodes later, what do you know? Uncle was right.
Yeah.
So then they end up fighting each other just to take care of this man, and trying to, I guess, one up each other of like
Mhm.
how long they've known him and how
Oh,
long
this scene was
they
funny.
spend. Yeah, because like so Alice immediately like, okay, what's your relationship to Kirito? And I don't remember if she outright says it in words, but the way she says it, kind of implied to me that she's already like, "I'm his wife. Who are you?"
Mhm. Well, he did propose to
He
her.
we're engaged.
Yeah.
Exactly, we're engaged already.
Like, who are you?
Well, we're engaged in real life, but we already got married in like one of the video games. So,
That we were trapped.
and then
Yep.
and immediately
like
Alice,
the video game of death.
yeah, but immediately Alice was like, "Oh yeah," or like, "I lived with him for
For
like
6 months.
for 6," and then Alice was like, "Oh well, I lived with him for 2 months." So there, and it's like, oh my god! And then like one of the pages decides to come in, and then he's
No,
freaking
Before the page, it was like his former teacher.
yeah, the instructor. Yeah,
Yeah.
she comes in, and then I love that like out of all of them, it's Alice's sister that decides to like just hit them with common sense because she's like,
Yeah.
I love that she's already like taking care of him and kind of like, what are you doing? If you want to take care of him, just do it already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. And poor Paige, she just squanders into. But wait, but then I was his page.
Yeah, I don't. To me, it seems that like she's.
Just there,
No, I think she's just confused on her own feelings
Yeah.
because, like, I feel she doesn't know if it's just admiration what she feels for him, or if it's like, actual feelings, and at the same time he just makes it worse because he was always nice to her, but he never, gave her signals of like, hey, I like you in this way. So I think she's just, out of all of them, she's just very confused of like, and I think at that point she's just like, I was just picked, but it's more like out of admiration, while all the other ones are like, I love him, therefore he should be mine, and like Azuna's over there, showing her status of like,
Here's my ring.
he's mine.
Here's
Yeah,
my
he's
ring.
exactly.
This nice ring he got me.
Oh my god. Yes.
Josh making Mari jokes in the comment section.
Oh, he is?
Yes. He
Oh
said
my
the
god.
most recent one was after the this is take care of our kids, and he's like Mari. And in the case of 1-year-old, insert name here, fade to black, cue happy credits. So underneath that I said cue part 1 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures to be continued theme.
Oh my god, yeah.
I love that theme.
I only watched
It's one of the
I
best.
only watched the first episode though.
It's one of the
every
best.
cliffhanger that gets interesting for anyone who's not seen JoJo's yet. For any for part 1 at least, when say the cliffhanger is coming, and right where it gets interesting at, it grays it out, and then you just hear and it's just like, or like say somebody's about to get punched, right? It just like the fist is right about to connect to the face, and it freezes frame and just goes to the music. It's so wrong, but kind of lessens the blow of you gotta wait a week if you're watching.
I think they still keep doing it for a lot of the other parts. It's just like they changed the music.
It hurt my feelings.
Yeah. Like after that episode, like 10. So if you want to skip to episode 10, then that's scene you're gonna love. And and can't forget Elizabeth. Liz, epic speech.
Yeah. So Yuji,
I absolutely love this.
Yui, there we go. I had a moment of like tongue. Yui like contacts the group again and is now letting them know, okay, be ready. Like that base. It's like basically, mommy and daddy need you, so I need you to be ready. And the whole situation gets explained to them, so then they realize that it can't just be a handful of them going in. Because at some point of the war of them like winning, on the other side, one of the guys lied and made it seem as though this was some new game for like beta testing, so somehow he managed to get a bunch of like
being hacked, so
so he managed to get a bunch of American, Chinese,
and Korean players.
But was it North or South?
No,
South.
Yeah, South.
Okay, South.
Safe for them to do it.
Oh yeah, that's true. So yes, and South Koreans, and they start, massacring all of the underworld
players,
people.
Yeah.
And so Liz is, well, all of them are trying to convince a lot of the AOL
players.
Players to go to the underworld to help them, and a lot of them aren't convinced. They're not sure. They don't want to do it because they're scared of losing their avatars. And then Liz gets on stage and she delivers this like amazing speech.
Try to make me cry.
Oh yes.
Oh, and can't forget while her speech going, you're hearing Lisa. When
it's always
in the background.
Lisa.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting the other artists, but there's Lisa and some others that they keep bringing that are just.
Is that Unlasting?
What?
The song Unlasting?
Yeah, no. But I mean that like out of all the like songs in the show. It's other amazing artists, and I just keep listening to all. Along with Lisa, I keep listening to all of them on Spotify because
Hmm.
they're all good.
Hmm.
But
But yeah,
so she gives her speech, and at the same time she's giving the speech, she reveals that all of them are, SAO survivors, because I guess they still hide it, because like even though some people kind of see them as like these heroes and that's like amazing thing, others are still like, I guess, prejudiced, and it's not the greatest thing for them to really bring up.
hmm but
Like,
but like she is explaining. Oh, yeah, yes, we are the survivors, but hey, we're getting to go like therapy every day, being feed medicines, and also being watched.
exactly.
Yep,
So
they made those schools to watch them.
Yeah.
she basically just encourages them to go, and it's showing them that, like, hey, we went through this, and we're not afraid to like
Hmm.
lose our avatars in the process to go help them. So then all of them um go to the underworld, and then they start, like helping them. Asuna's, surprised to see everybody, and then I don't know why they find Sinon quickly, but Leafa ends up in like this other middle of nowhere
Yeah.
area.
Okay, I have a problem with her for a bit because like she falls in that place, but then like she immediately gets tortured by DIL, but then not want to kill her, even though like she's being tortured. But then when this pig-looking thing is getting like yelled at and verbally like abused and about to get tortured too, then she goes, okay, now I'm gonna kill this dark mage that was torturing me for a bit.
Okay, okay. Um, here's the thing that I've noticed from Leafa. She suffers from the same thing her brother suffers, and it's putting others before themselves constantly a problem. Because I don't know if you've noticed, like anytime
Yeah.
something is happening to them, they kind of let it happen. It's not a big deal. But as soon as like it's going to happen to somebody else, it's kind of like Raymoch activate, like power unlock, and like how dare
like Super
you
Saiyan, like power up.
exactly. So, and I've noticed that it's this thing that both of them, like sibling slash cousin, end up sharing. I think it's just a part of their personalities, and so
I can relate so hard with that though. I can. I literally am the same way though. So I can
no,
relate.
I feel you. Yeah, I can relate a bit too. And it's not a problem. It's just like sometimes others may have a problem with it because they may just be like, "Can you just take care of yourself for once
Yeah,
first
no.
before
I
thinking?"
know.
Yes.
I know. I hear it all the time.
And it's like, but I want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
so I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people can relate with Kirito and just Leafa in general.
Yeah.
But so Sinon asked if she can see Kirito, and I don't know why. I got vibes that Asuna may have wanted to kill her, but
Who?
Sinon.
Oh.
Because remember I told you about it because like it's purely visual. So for those who obviously are not going to be able to see this scene, when Sinon is led to where Kirito is to see him, and she talks to him. Before she leaves, she decides to give him a kiss on the cheek, and that's why I said that Asuna kind of wanted to kill her. Those were the vibes I got.
Yeah, even though like a Sinon could take like Asuna.
Debatable, but okay.
Yeah.
Not just me. Sorry. I'm more of a Xenon fan than a Asuna fan.
I feel
And
they
I'm
would
more a
both just-
Yu-Gi-Oh fan. So
Exactly.
Hey,
But I just feel
hey,
with their see
hey,
the
we
thing
all
is
like
with
his eyes, okay? His nice colored
oh my god,
greenish
so
oh my
blue
god,
eyes.
let's not. Why I gotta bring that up? Why? Why?
those
Just why?
beautiful, those
Oh my
beautiful.
god.
No, but see my thing. So my thing is with their skill levels, I just feel they would both kill each other. Like none of them are gonna win. It's what I feel. But anyway, so that ends up happening, and then we get the whole Lifa being tortured.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say there's some torture that ends up happening that we're not gonna go into detail.
Yeah. No.
Watch at your own discretion. Same as how we had mentioned last time with what ends up happening in the last season too.
Yep.
Because
we can't mention it.
Yeah, we're not trying with that.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, it gets revealed that at least for like Lifa's account, she has this ability where like it doesn't matter how many times she like dies, she can't really die. Like apparently that account has this ability of like revival. And she decides to constantly like, just pep talk herself and just be like, what what would Casito do? And like the whole like I am Casito's sister, blah 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 speech that she gives herself. I will admit, because for that season I had like back when it was airing, I had watched the Japanese before I watched the dub. I was laughing because it ends up sounding really funny in the Japanese because all you hear is like her like Oni-chan! I am Oni-chan's sister, blah blah blah, and I'm just like, oh god, all the memes are gonna be born from this. So, let's see, they're fighting, and then, one of the bad guys recognizes Asuna, and it gets revealed that he was
From Laughing Coffin.
a member from Laughing Coffin. Dun dun dun.
But still,
They're everywhere.
Yep.
And apparently he wants to have a bloodbath, and because of some trauma of his own, because apparently he's half American, half Japanese, he hates all Japanese because he basically was like an unwanted child, and his dad didn't want anything to do with him, and because of that he like hates all the Japanese and he wants them all dead.
Oh, also don't forget another part of the reason he hates all Japanese is because I guess he had a half brother, a sibling or something that was Japanese, and they were supposed to get surgery, and the dad forced him because
to give up the liver.
The liver to save the other sibling, even though he didn't want him. He was just there for external use. He was nothing to him.
Yeah, because
so
when
is the kid in his phone as extra body parts?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when the dad yeah, because like initially he refuses, because he's seeing like, oh, you're back in my life only because you need something, I'm not gonna do it. And then basically he apparently threatens the mom because he was sending them like financial aid. And so that forces him to like do it anyway, and that really fueled his
anger,
hatred even more. And that's why he's in this whole like bloodbath sort of thing and finding enjoyment. And he, once he recognizes like Asuna, he has this whole thing of like, oh well, if lightning flashes here, then
the black swordsman.
He's like, there's no way he can't be here. Like, oh, this is gonna be great. And immediately started this whole agenda of like to be able to fight Kirito, and ends up fighting Asuna. And very interestingly, all the characters end up coming back. We
Yep.
see Yuki shows up to give Asuna a helping hand and like help her against the guy.
Yep.
And
can
then why?
can we also say like an awesome intro by Eiji and Yuna?
Yeah, because while Liz, Celica, Klein, and like even like Ego, they're trying to get the Chinese, Koreans, and like the Americans to see that this isn't really like a beta game. They're being
Yep.
used.
Yep, and they are. Yep, and they are not the hackers.
It's exactly then. Yuna and Eiji show up, and I guess it was like a redeeming moment for Eiji because his outfit ends up changing in the middle of battle. Yuna starts singing, and then like I think gave them a chance to just like win, and then they disappear for some reason. But that was nice to see. Then Asuna's kind of in despair. Once again, Yuki gives her some reassuring words of like, it's not over yet, don't worry. And while that is happening, they bring out Kirito, and again we see him still in his vegetated state. And his sword gets taken or like thrown. I don't remember exactly what motion it was, but obviously
Thrown.
he tried. Okay, it's thrown. He tries to get it back, and while all that is happening, we begin seeing how he's in this dream world, I'd say, and they're trying to get him back. And for
like
this part,
like his dream world and going through like
yeah,
his
yeah.
memories.
But for this part, I'm gonna let Bika talk.
Yeah.
Huh? What? No.
Yes.
His dream world? I thought it was his conscious or something.
Conscious, both.
Well, yeah, it was the thing is because of how they show it. Because remember, they show it as if him being in the real world again.
Oh yeah. I'll summarize it. I'm not gonna explain it.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
Basically, he's kind of dreaming that or conscious or whatever, that he's still out in the real world. He's going to school like a normal thing, like nothing really happened. And then he's this normal kid, which we all know he's not normal. He finally starts picking up thoughts of what's happened in the past, and he's like, I don't want to remember all that. Like, he's remembering stuff from like when he was fighting Laughing Coffin, and he's like, I don't want to remember that, and I don't remember this. And then he hears like his sister and then Asuna and Sinon talk to him basically, and are like trying to encourage him to come back and be like, tell him who he is. And he's like, I don't care. I really don't care. I mean, I hear you guys, but I don't care. I don't want to go back. And then he hears Yujio's voice. He's like, hey, and he's like, you're alive? He's like, no, I'm just a copy of my memory to your memory or something like that. And he's like, oh, what? And then he says something, and then he's like, well, I'm fighting now. Like, my girlfriend, my girlfriend, wife or whatever, just talk to me, whatever. My fiance, whatever she is, she just talked to me, and I don't really care. But Yuju?
Yeah, I'm coming out.
I'm coming out. I'll come in.
It was so funny.
Yeah,
because they're encouraging him to try, and then Yuya, and he's like, and then he's like, come on, let's go. And he's like, I'm okay. And I'm just like, oh, my heart.
Yeah. Oh, like real quick to while that's happening, Sinon is chasing down Gabriel because like Gabriel captured whatever her name is Alice, and then like they get into a fight with a sword and bow, but then this fun crazy moment where like her bow gets turned into a sniper rifle, and then they duel it out sniper style.
Yep.
Even though I'm still calling BS on that part where we're anime logic, okay? I'm like, what the hell?
It's anime space.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was cool, but yeah, but at the same time. But then
It's like just remember where Selma was getting his apron from.
yeah,
His headband. Anime
Yeah.
space.
yep. His infinite pocket. But, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, his infinite pocket. Yeah. And then had like his dirty headband too. So yeah.
Ugh. A chef was reviewing it. He's like, "No, don't take it off in the kitchen with the food. You're getting sweat and hair everywhere."
Yeah.
I was like, "Ugh."
Yeah. So like
Extra
so
seasoning.
yeah. So they have a sniper. So they have a sniper battle, and then like she beats him. Oh, and like the way that they met Gabriel, she met Gabriel was through GGO. Where he was was it Sutterlizer? Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then like she knocks him out for a bit, but then he does come back though.
Yeah. And then Kirito finally wakes up and he starts fighting the member from Laughing Coffin. And at the same time that's happening, one of the pages, she like silently prays for like Yu to help him. And the next thing we see, like it gets a little bit colder, and then like Spirit Yu shows up and gives Kirito strength, and then he starts dual wielding while using like Blue Rose and his own sword, and finally defeats the Laughing Coffin member.
Yeah, basically he goes like a Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah, basically. And then he has like a sweet moment with Asuna as they like embrace each other. And then it's obvious she wants to kiss him, but instead of doing that, he's kind of like, too many people, let's just go get Alice. And meanwhile, Gabriel had woken up and he like went after Alice, but then the dragons were trying to like protect Alice, and they end up dying. And then while she's thinking, like it's the end, everything's over, Kirito shows up and saves her after like flying with Asuna and having been contacted by Kukioka and being told that they have like a limited time to get out, otherwise they may be trapped there, and like the strain on their brains would be like too much, and they just may be trapped there forever.
Yeah, because like on like in the ship, the hacker was speeding up the game time to whatever 5,000,000%, whatever thing.
Yeah. So then he ends up fighting Gabriel, wings, and then manages to take Alice all the way to I forgot what they were calling them, but it was the area they had told him to like take her at the end of the last
The world's
season.
end.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
The world's end. Altar.
Isn't it altar?
Yeah, I said that. World in the altar.
The world.
Yeah, to get her out. But then they managed to get her out, but then they kind of end up trapped.
They didn't really get trapped. They basically, he stayed because the fight lasted damn near to the final second. He was like, well, you guys go. And he's like, I'll just, he sacrificed himself to fight. And then as he finished the fight, it was over and he thought everyone left. And Asuna was like, nah, I'm here with you.
Yeah, babe.
Yep.
Yeah, babe.
Like they knew
like,
exactly what's gonna happen. They knew that they were gonna get stuck there. It's just that they sacrificed themselves to get stuck there. So.
Yeah. But then
it was a nice moment too, so yeah.
Oh, it was very nice between them.
Yeah.
I just don't remember how they get out later.
Oh, I think no, go because I kind of forgot. So go.
Well, they finally figured out how to get them out, basically, and they came out on their own because everything there was finally done. And that's what really happened. They basically fixed everything to the point over there where they could finally come out. and they woke up, and Kirito's like, "Hey, I want to erase everything from what I have witnessed over there, like
Oh
every
yeah,
single
I think it
thing."
was
And
like
then
from
he
like the
regrets
past,
it.
like the past 200 years. I think.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And then
he regrets
somehow that
it.
creates a clone of himself in the world. I
Yeah,
still can't get over that.
Oh no,
yeah.
like basically he said like delete my memories, but then the dude that was supposed to do that, no, he kept the copy.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And then they just left it there for some
Hmm.
reason.
Yeah.
It was just weird. But then they're finally in the real world.
Hmm.
Alice is also being prepped to become what she's supposed to become.
Hmm.
An
And
AI.
he finally gets in trouble. That's what I loved at the end. He finally gets in trouble for all the stuff he does.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you always worrying us. The parents are like, hey, you need to apologize to us for all the stuff you put us through. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
He finally
then,
has
like-
a breakdown
Yeah.
with
And then
because
like
he's like, oh, go ahead.
no, go.
I was gonna say he finally has a breakdown too because he's like, I regret erasing everything, especially erasing my thoughts of you, Yu-Gi-Oh. Which I'm sitting there like, you don't even break down for Asuna.
Actually, no.
Not like that.
No. Like he erases everything, but then like he also says, "I wish like I could erase the time that I was spending with like Yu-Gi-Oh too, you know." But then
No.
no, yeah, because like he wanted like to be like erased too, but it didn't, you know.
I don't remember him saying that.
No, I don't. I think you misunderstood what he said. He erased everything, but he actually said in the end that he wished he didn't erase it because he actually erased
Okay.
everything with Yu-Gi-Oh. He didn't wanna. He didn't think about it at first. He was like, just erase everything we've been through. But then at the end, he regretted it because he forgot that included Yu-Gi-Oh. That's what he was saying. He regretted it. That's why he had that entire
what I
breakdown.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I understood. But then what he didn't know is that although that like reset happened, like his what he had initially wanted didn't end up happening because like that thing of him that was supposed to be erased didn't end up being erased, and that's how like that copy of his ended up in the world, saying in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I think like last two episodes kind of alluded to something else too extra, but then it should have been there.
Well, there is a little bit more in the light novel, if I'm remembering correctly, but they decided not to adapt it, and it's really not that important because it's really more of the underworld and then more explaining really what the Kirito copy is kind of up to and what he became, and then a little bit more of like, I guess, Alice adapting to the real world, but I think they didn't really feel like adapting that into the anime because at the same time when the series was ending, like the season, they had shortly started working on adapting the progressive of the light novels. So I think instead of adapting more, they were like, let's just end it here and let's go adapt the reboot of the first couple of floors that they end up skipping way back in the beginning.
I remember when wasn't Alice interviewed?
Yep.
Yes.
And
yes,
someone asked the question like, okay, well, what if someone opened up your head and took a look? And so she asked it back, and I was like, I mean, do you really want her to go? Like, I don't recall these movies, but Terminator on you right now, like
Terminator and
RoboCop,
like
or RoboCop.
Because I mean the questions were valid, but do you really? I was thinking anyone who's either high, because if you're watching on Toonami, it's going to come on like at 1, 2, or something in the morning. or they're just up and they're delirious. They're gonna hear this conversation and probably have a existential crisis over, or just a mental breakdown over what they're asking, because it's
Mm-hmm.
like they're like, well, your world was created, so like I think she touched on the topic of yes, our world was created, but what if your world was too, and there's something else above you? And
Yeah.
she's, and I'm just like, that one person.
Yeah.
Oh
Or like the
no.
guy goes, oh yeah, but I'm saying can we see her brain? You know?
Can I
Yeah.
see yours?
Yeah, but then I guess it gets too much to her because then they end up contacting Kirito to kind of be like, we lost Alice. We don't know where she went, and he's like, oh no, okay, I'll go look for her. And as soon as he's gonna go out, he gets a package, and it's like, I
Yeah.
didn't order anything, and it's her inside of the box. That was the weirdest thing ever so far.
Yeah.
'Cause, that's
And
what
then
it is. You really
we got the scene that it just made me. It made me have a problem with her even more than I already had in the series because the parents are trying to figure out who this is. I guess Kirito hasn't really explain his friends to his parents, or I guess the whole thing with Asuna. I don't know because he's trying, I guess, to explain who she is, and out of nowhere she's like, "I'm his girlfriend," and that just made me go like,
I mean,
woman?
yes, you are a female friend.
"You are a
Hmm.
female
As
friend."
Asuna would say.
Exactly, but he's already told you no. He has Asuna. Why? He's already told you no. Why are you trying to push him into saying yes?
She was in the bed with him, and he was like, "Hey, why are you half dressed?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "Hey, I got an email." And then he's like, "Can I bring Asuna?" And she's like, "I guess."
I guess
Yeah, because
you
he's
know-
constant. He's trying to get her to see that, listen, I like you, and you're a good friend. But my heart already belongs to somebody else. I'm sorry, it can't be yours. And she's still pushing
Yeah.
for him to choose her. And that made her have a huge. Again,
Yeah.
I already had a problem with this character. That just made me had an even bigger problem with her.
Well, technically, Asuna
Yeah.
doesn't even have his heart, because it's Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well, true.
That's true.
But you're right, because he can't have Yu-Gi-Oh. He's like, I guess Asuna can do.
Yeah, he's like I'm pretty sure in his mind he's like,
That's
you're
not my
not
real
here with
love.
me, but my heart completely belongs to you. But
Yeah.
I guess I'll just settle for Asuna again.
Yeah. Yeah, I like my supposedly a fiance.
Yeah, but it's still very debatable because
It
I
is.
don't think they ever get married
Yeah.
Apparently
in
they
the
do.
real world.
Wait, they do?
Apparently,
Oh,
I don't
yes.
know. It was in a game or something. Asuna and Kirito
Yes.
get married. I'm
Yeah.
not saying one of the actual games itself, not them in the game, in the first season. I'm talking about
Yeah,
one
and
of the video games. They get married.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think if I'm remembering correctly, the creator has come out and sometimes that there's been things that people say that are not canon that he's been making canon, although I don't think he said about the game specifically, but he hasn't really said anything to oh, that moment in the game's not real. He's been constantly yeah, at this point they're
He
married.
messed up. He just messed up, and he's
Yeah.
afraid to admit it. He messed up by bringing Yu-Gi-Oh in the picture, and everyone's questioning
Yep.
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 this
Yes, he did.
now. He messed up hard.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I never thought I would see such a big category of SAO fanfic on AO3. But then when I saw it, I remember when I saw, and this was back when we only got the trailers. The series hadn't even come out. It was just the trailers, and I see Yu-Gi-Oh next to Kirito, especially in like the promotional art. And I remember going, "Oh my god, creator, what have you done?"
I have a question. What's the Disney version of Star Wars? Like I know it's like Galaxy something. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
okay.
there you go. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, anyways, because we already got here, I'm gonna just end it.
Yeah.
They got the email. And then they go back into Alice's world, and everything has changed into a Star Wars Guardians of the Galaxy type thing, and everyone's like, we're doing. They're fighting like their two Yu-Gi-Ohs at what was it? Yu-Gi-Ohs and Kirito's understudies or whatever they were called.
Pages,
Well,
whatever. Yeah.
Pages, yes, pages were in one of those, whatever you want to call them, and then
Mechs,
they were like, huh?
like ships or mechs.
Yeah,
whatever.
ships or whatever, and they're like fighting, and then Kirito's like, it wasn't even Kirito itself, it was just his like silhouette, and they're like, who is that? He's back, and then it ends there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
Watch the movie, man.
Yeah. Watch the movie. Yeah, watch the movie.
Yeah. Watch the movie.
And then if you, I mean, we don't have to cover them, but for anybody that wants more SAO content, because I guess you can't get enough. There are currently 2 movies now, and it's SAO Progressive Starlight Night. Yeah, there's. I'll probably butcher in the titles, but there is one movie. It came out last year, so that one is all over to get on Blu-ray and the streaming services too. Yeah, and it has an English dub. And very recently in theaters, the second one came out, but I don't know when that one's gonna be for like Blu-ray and then then the streaming services. But there's at least 2 movies now that tell the story of those floors way back in Aincrad that they skip. And very interestedly, instead of getting Kirito's point of view, we get Asuna's point of view for this. So I think it's interesting. If you're not like a big gamer, this could be kind of interesting for some of those, because like you're seeing things from like a complete movie.
Oh, well, thank you for telling me that. There's a showtime at 9:20. I should go watch that real fast at my
Yeah.
Go, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
She just walked away.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
I should check if I had sent you if you have access to the website, because I know the movie is in Crunchyroll, but I don't know if they have the English dub there. Because like last time I checked, I was like,
Is it the WC Forever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check.
Yeah. Because like
I gotta tell you of another trick, because they changed some things, and I found the loophole. Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Yeah, because like the loophole helped, because like two weeks ago I was binging straight like a Black Clover.
Woo, Black Clover.
Oh yeah, we finally got him into it.
I actually haven't seen Black Clover.
Uh-oh.
You might like it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, see, they know my style though, so they're like, you might like it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. No. For like Vika, for real? Yeah, you would. Trust me.
Okay.
Yeah, you would. You would.
I mean, if you
I just
openings, it has some good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I mean, I just ended up. I'm gonna be honest. I ended up liking the show solely for Juno. Just saying.
For you,
Of course.
Yes.
Oh, do you remember me talking about Yuno's hair needing a brush?
Yes.
So does Finral. I was looking at the back of his head and I'm just like, why? Why is your hair stuck?
No,
like
so
that?
So in the show,
Before he gets
Christina.
like,
So Christina has this huge problem with. Now apparently it's 2 characters, because like they have this hairstyle, like especially the one we mentioned, So like he has this like kind of like spiky hair, but then there's at the bottom the hair ends up in this way where it's kind of like curled up in this way that just Christina cannot stand, and she's constantly like sending me
crazy.
pictures, and she's like, this hair, but this hair, and I'm just laughing like
His hair when he was a little kid looked not well kept, messy, but okay. And then as he age is like, instead of like either flowing or anime, something sticking up, right? It's like scraggly bits, just like it looks weird.
I'll send you a Mika, I'll send you a picture so you can see what she's talking about.
I'm like, come on, man. Like, okay, Asta's hair sticking up, but at least it looks kept and natural, I guess, for him.
Yeah.
But it's just like Yuno's is like, in My Hero Academia, they made a comment about Deku's hair being messy but curly. No, that's not even messy at that point. That's not messy. Yuno's hair is just, made me mad. Like, he got bad head, and like he never washed the hair, and he has a random dreadlock or something. It's just the way it sticks out.
Yeah.
I was like, man.
Yeah.
Well, you all guys like. Hopefully, you guys like our summary of the anime. The last part.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, got
Yeah.
Toes. When Toes finally watched Poser. Like,
Well, yeah. Well, also, we did our best to summarize it the best way we could for War of Underworld.
I mean, at this point, it's a good anime. You have a total of like 5 seasons to binge, and a movie. So you're 3 movies at this point. But if you don't really need to watch the newer ones if you don't want to. So you've got 5 seasons and a movie. So you're welcome.
Yeah, yeah. And again, like if you don't like spoilers, then then you're good, and just still watch it anyways, just to add it add a check mark to get it off your list.
Yeah, but it's still important to the story. Like it's very interesting how like the creator made it canon, and then made even though it was only like a brief mention at the beginning, he still made it like relevant, and then with the cameo of like those other 2 characters coming back.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So we did our best, guys, and there will be more probably like next month, because I know a couple ones that like you guys probably would like too, and that are interesting too.
Yeah. Fair warning, we're going to traumatize you guys by introducing you to Gundam at some point.
You're
coming in May, Fruits Basket.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
For
funny
sure.
You mentioned Gundam because I when Toes mentioned like when Vika was talking about the mechs and stuff, and Toes was like, yeah, they're mechs. I was like, Toonami's ending 2 animes this week, or one ended last week in Made in Abyss. Oh my god, why? Anyway, it's ending. It just does. Season 2, man, god, it's like fighting Pokemon. Okay, anyway, that's ending, and I was like, what are they gonna air whenever they start airing more anime and not some Batman movie or whatever they're gonna put on for a little bit? And I'm like, they're due for a mech, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean there is a new Gundam series that they started dubbing that I want to check out, just because a little bit of controversy got started because of one of the characters. It was kind of stupid, but just because that got started, I was like, okay, now I want to check out this anime that I didn't think I was gonna watch, but now I'm like, I'm gonna give it a chance.
I saw they aired a few, but I never got into the mechs, and then they aired Iron Blood Orphans, the Gundam one, and of course I had to get stuck into that one, and that one's just sad.
Yeah, because I still need to start
the characters is mostly what ends up like sucking you, but then the mecha fights are just like an addition, because that's how it got started for me way back when I got into Wing. I just saw those characters and I was like, pretty boys fighting and giant robots.
Especially Jules had long braid and nice hair.
Don't get me started on that beautiful man.
Just saying.
Which
I
one?
know.
Duo.
In
For
Gundam Wing, there's this character, Duo. He has this very long, like brown
Braid.
hair that he keeps in a braid, and it's
You okay over there?
Yep, a long
Yes.
braid and bangs. So yeah.
Who else? They aired Gundam Unicorn, I think.
oh, that's
I
the shortest one ever. But
Yep.
it's a
I
good
couldn't
one.
get into
Yeah.
them because they recapped the entire every episode that aired. They did a whole recap of every episode that aired up to that point.
Yep.
And I was like,
yeah.
what's the point of watching the episode? I'll just watch 5 minutes of this and then go to sleep because it came on like at 3.
Yeah.
I don't know
Hey.
why they when they did a reboot of that's when they did the recap, because there was an older version of it where they weren't constantly doing recaps of like each episode.
Well, they did. I was gonna say hopefully they don't do it because they've been on a kick of doing like a psychological, not thrillers, but like stuff with some with psychological problems, and it's like SSSS Gridman.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they aired that one, and then they aired another one right after that one. That was another like some psychological problems in that one too, and it even came with a warning before the episode aired. And I won't go into what happened in that one.
Oh, I mean, Chris,
forgot
if you want to watch a bit of a good
I'm not trying to be hurt like
that. good psychological anime, I may be doing a video about it at some point, but you should watch Tomodachi Game.
Why are you trying to hurt me?
Hey, at least I'm not recommending Higurashi. That's another train wreck of like psychological.
It's like someone saying, "I want to get into anime. Can you recommend any movies or anything?" And someone going, "Brave of the Fireflies."
Okay, guys, I gotta go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. So before like this takes on long. Yeah. So definitely.
Yeah.
Last few words, Mika.
Yu-Gi-Oh is the best character ever in SAO, and that's all I can say.
That's what she said.
Okay, Christina.
Oh, good, Alex.
Okay, Alex.
As always, this was so much fun. Follow me at YouTube, Joker Alice, Instagram, Joker_Alice, because I get started posting a bit more than usual anyway. Twitter, Joker Alice there too, because I forget what the ad is. If you wanna read my fanfics, go to either Archive of Our Own, which is Joker_Alice, or Wattpad.
Trying to find
Joker_Alice too.
Oh, I forgot my socials.
Yeah.
Go on.
I thought he meant final
plug it.
words. That's about the anime, not plugging in the social.
Oh, I thought that's what he meant.
Yeah. I was like,
Okay,
that's
okay,
what I meant.
okay. Oh, I didn't know. Well, anyway, okay. Well, my socials are Vikachu, VEKACHUU, and you can find that name on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And then my Twitch is Pikachu with an underscore. So there you go.
Christina.
Darn
Last
it.
few stuff to plug
Darn it. Okay.
for whomever.
Yep, there is the lovely Danny Marie AUC. You can find her on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok under the name Danny Marie AUC. She also has a blog, it's Albinism Up Close. She also has a podcast with Josh, who is called Freedom Up Close. And speaking of Josh, if you're in New York, he has a food recommendation for you. He is a foodie and a photographer. he has a website. It's like 9 to Freedom. He uses he's a biopic driver, so he talks a bit about that. And I said he's a photographer. Yeah, yeah. And that's about it. Oh, um, for a small fee of $1 million to join the Toes harem.
Yes, 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 yes.
Make sure to get
Please don't.
make sure to get all of your applications ready.
Almost
That way
escaped
you
from
can
that.
Yes.
Almost escaped from that.
get your applications ready. That way you can be part of the Papi Chulo harem.
Yes.
Almost escaped.
You'll never escape.
Applications are always welcomed.
We'll be elderly, hobbling around, or in a rocking chair going, hey, you got the people in your harem yet?
No. And still, no harem.
It's never gonna die.
I
Yeah,
will keep
so-
this alive.
Thank
I-
you.
And me too, because if Because is away for whatever reason, I will just keep mentioning it. Even if I'm
Please.
not in the
Thank you.
show, I'll be in the
Thank you.
chat in the comments mentioning it.
Yeah,
I
so
appreciate that.
yes, thank you to my lovely co-host, and hey, give us a like because we always enjoy doing anime talks for you guys because we all love anime and we all have amazing different views on it and fun just tangents. Okay, and definitely give me a sub if you feel like it, and follow me on Twitch if you feel like it at blind_toes, TikTok, whatever. I don't really do much, but whatever. And if you feel like following me on Twitter at blindtoes. Art by Danny Marie AUC. Thank you for that. And yeah. And hope you guys enjoy that. And hey, keep it real, guys. Bye.
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 Bye.